Francesco Bagnaia closed Friday's MotoGP sessions in Portimão with a renewed sense of optimism after climbing from a difficult start to secure second place on the combined timesheets, just 0.030s behind Alex Marquez. It was a day of contrasts for the world champion. The morning session painted a worrying picture. Bagnaia languished down in 17th place, 140-306, seemingly out of rhythm and trailing his temporary Ducati teammate, MotoGP rookie Nicolo Bulega. Yet by the afternoon, the tide had turned completely. As conditions evolved and the setup work began to click, Bagnaia unleashed his trademark precision, stopping the clock at 1:38.004 and leaping up the order. It was a clear statement of intent, proof that despite early struggles, he remains very much the benchmark within Ducati's powerful stable. Speaking after the session, Bagnaia offered a revealing insight into his initial difficulties. The culprit, he explained, was a simple yet costly decision: the wrong front tyre. "We decided to stay with the medium front in the morning because it wasn't clear which tyre, soft or hard, was best for these conditions," Bagnaia told reporters. "But it didn't work for me. I had less grip, more locking. It just didn't suit the bike. Once we switched to the soft, the improvement was immediate. I felt comfortable again, and from that moment, everything started to make sense." Portimão's notoriously tricky surface, with its blind crests and rapid elevation changes, often magnifies even the smallest setup misjudgment. For Bagnaia, it was a reminder of how finely balanced MotoGP machinery has become. "It's strange," he added. "Maybe it's the tyre construction or the tarmac, but the medium just didn't behave as expected. It's important that we understood this early because tomorrow we'll know exactly what direction to take." Light rain also added an unpredictable layer to proceedings. Bagnaia described the conditions as dusty rain, a phenomenon that left the track slippery and treacherous. "It's that strange kind of rain we often get in Japan," he said. "Not enough to switch to wet tyres, but just enough to make the white lines and rubbered areas feel like ice. The front pushes, the rear slides. It's a horrible feeling. Fortunately, we still had enough time to recover and get the work done." Despite the challenges, Bagnaia's demeanour was calm and analytical. He compared his sensations on the bike to those he experienced in Sepang rather than the more frustrating weekend in Motegi. "It's a different setup than what we've used here before," he explained. "At first it didn't feel natural, but as the laps went by, I adapted. This year we're trying not to make too many changes, just refine what we have. Step by step, it's paying off." Perhaps the biggest surprise of the day came not from Bagnaia's recovery, but from his rookie teammate. Nicolo Bulega, standing in for the injured Marc Marquez, delivered an eye-catching debut, finishing just over a second adrift of the top time. Bagnaia was effusive in his praise. "Honestly, I'm impressed," he admitted. "He only did about 30 laps in Jerez in less than ideal conditions. To come here to Portimão, one of the most demanding tracks we have, and ride a MotoGP bike so naturally, that's spectacular. He adapted to the Michelin tyres, to the power, to everything. What he did today was truly special." Bulega's smooth transition from world superbike machinery to Ducati's MotoGP prototype has certainly caught attention in the paddock. For a rider often described as calm but methodical, his pace on Friday suggested not just talent but maturity beyond his experience. Before wrapping up, Bagnaia also took a moment to acknowledge Miguel Oliveira, who is preparing to bid farewell to MotoGP fans before his switch to World SBK in 2026. "Miguel is one of the most respected riders on the grid," Bagnaia said sincerely. "He's had terrible luck over the past 2 years, but in terms of pure ability, he's one of the best we've ever had in this championship. It'll be sad to see him go, but I'm sure he'll shine wherever he races next." Friday in Portimão was a classic example of Bagnaia's trademark composure. When things go wrong, he doesn't panic. He diagnoses. His understanding of the Desmosedici's nuances continues to set him apart from even the most talented riders in the field. The way he turned around a poor FP1 into a commanding FP2 underlines not only his technical intelligence, but also his mental resilience. And yet the day arguably belonged to Bulega. His 1-second deficit may not sound extraordinary on paper, but in MotoGP terms, for a rider with virtually no experience on the Premier Class Ducati, it's headline-worthy. His smoothness, precision, and ability to manage the power delivery so early hint at a bright future, perhaps even a fast-tracked entry into MotoGP full-time. For Ducati, this weekend already feels like a win. Their world champion rediscovering form, and a rookie stepping up with startling confidence. If this is a glimpse of what's to come, Portimão might just be remembered not only as the place where Bagnaia bounced back, but where a new star quietly announced himself to the world. What makes this particular weekend in Portimão so fascinating is the dynamic within Ducati's garage. On one side stands Francesco Bagnaia, the methodical championship-calibre racer, polished by years of pressure and precision. On the other is Nicolo Bulega, the newcomer, carrying raw enthusiasm and a fearless approach to the Desmosedici. Their interaction embodies a perfect balance of evolution and renewal within the Bologna-based squad. Bulega's calmness throughout Friday's sessions did not go unnoticed. Engineers were reportedly surprised by his ability to digest complex feedback and translate it into consistent improvements on track. While most rookies tend to override the bike in their eagerness to impress, Bulega seemed to adopt a more measured rhythm, something Ducati has historically valued highly in its development process. Bagnaia's reflections also offered a glimpse into why he has become such a complete rider in the modern MotoGP era. Rather than chasing lap time blindly, he focused on understanding the Desmosedici's response to every setup change. His analytical approach has long been one of Ducati's greatest assets. The way he can describe tyre behaviour, balance shifts, and braking stability with surgeon-like accuracy gives the factory a competitive edge in data analysis. This is precisely why Ducati often allows Bagnaia a degree of technical freedom. His ability to feel the bike and provide clear, actionable input enables his crew to react quickly to evolving conditions. That level of harmony between rider and machine is something very few manage to achieve, and it's why Bagnaia continues to be the benchmark for others in the Ducati camp.